Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Run Free and Strong. I'm Reito. You've heard me tout the benefits of strides for runners in several videos. So how can something that we run quickly in less than 30 seconds be such a game changer for runners from distances from 5Ks to 100-mile ultramarathons? In this video, we'll cover the what, why, when, where, and how of running strides. Hopefully by the end of this video, I can convince you to incorporate strides, if you're not already doing them, into your training. Let's dive right in. First, we're going to cover the what and the why. Strides or accelerations are pickups that develop and maintain our speed and train 4 systems that we're going to discuss. They are 15 to 30 seconds or about 100 meters in length, and we run them at 90% effort, usually at mile pace or slightly faster. Strides are not sprints and they are not repeats. We want to have about a 30 to 60 second active recovery period between strides to ensure they do not become anaerobic. There are 3 phases to a stride: the initial acceleration, maintaining speed, and then decelerating to end the stride. While strides develop and maintain our speed, they do a lot more. Strides enable important connections among 4 systems: cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, biomechanical, and neuromuscular. Strides enable us to train these 4 systems holistically. Research shows that muscle fatigue and soreness is not only a function of muscle damage, but important sensory data is fed back through our nervous system and therefore needs to be understood and trained. There are 2 expert references I would like to cite: David Roche and Jason Koop. David Roche is an elite trail and ultra runner, professional coach, and contributor to ultra magazines and podcasts. He just authored an article on January 18th, 2021 for Trail Runner magazine. I'll leave the link in the description below about why and how to run strides to improve speed on the trails. Jason Koop is a professional coach and director of coaching for Carmichael Training Systems, and just a few days earlier on January 14th, 2021, on his Koopcast podcast, he hosted a guest, Roger Unoka, who is professor at the University of Colorado Boulder, one of the world's leading experts on neuromuscular determinants on motor function, and they discussed neuromuscular fatigue in ultra running. Very interesting. I'll leave the link to that podcast in the description below as well. To reach the top of their performance curve, elite trail and ultra runners like Jim Walmsley, Camille Herron, and Hayden Hawks include strides in their training. David Roche cites 2 recent studies that show elite athletes improving their running performance after doing strides for a few weeks. In the first study, a group of elite athletes improved their 10K time trial time by 3%. And in the second study, another group of elite athletes improved their 3K time trial time by 6%. In neither case was there any improvement in VO2 max. Let's continue and talk about the when and where of strides. We want to start with strides on easy hills to prioritize the musculoskeletal benefits and reduce injury risk. Once we're comfortable doing them on hills, we can transition to flat strides or a mix of hill and flat strides. We can do strides on any surface, whether it's grass, runnable trail, asphalt. I like parking lots, the track, and so on. We should incorporate strides into our training throughout the year. We recommend strides after an easy or medium run when we're warmed up and a little fatigued. Our goal is to work up to run 8 strides each on 4 days, which will aggregate about 2 miles or 3,200 meters per week. The best way to do this is to start with a step-by-step, week-by-week program. We show here some examples. Week 1, run strides on 2 days and do 4 strides on an easy hill. We progress through week 2, 3, and 4 so that by 4 week we're fully ramped up and able to do strides either on hills or in the flat and be up to our full volume of 8 strides each on 4 days. To put that in the context of what a typical training week would look like, if we assume that we run 50 miles on 6 days with 1 day off and we target 20% hard running and 80% easy running, then strides would represent about 20% of the hard running. Now let's talk about how to run strides. We want to ease into each stride, run tall and engage our hips and glutes, and maintain a relaxed upper body and arms. We want to drive our knees, Reduce ground contact time, but do not quicken the cadence and instead focus on the power output per stride. Remember, strides are about 90% effort, so about mile pace or slightly faster. As we mentioned, there are 3 phases, so accelerate the first 20 meters, maintain our top speed, not sprint, and then decelerate at 80 to 100 meters. We can't emphasize this enough. Do not run strides as sprints or repeats. Ease into them. Do not come to an abrupt stop, all to reduce injury risk. And finally, let's recap strides. Given the benefits of strides and the research and science that supports these benefits, runners should incorporate strides into their training. Strides do not add significant time to our workouts. One final benefit that we'd like to highlight for trail and ultra runners, it's generally accepted that there are 3 key determinants of running performance: the amount of VO2 max required to complete a workout or a race, the VO2 max that we can sustain, and running economy. To run faster and longer, we need to improve our running economy and reduce our economic cost of running, or ECOR. ECOR is a function of cadence, ground contact time, power output per stride, leg stiffness, and so on. Our leg stiffness determines how efficient we are in absorbing and returning energy while running. Before we close out the video, I'd like to give a shout out to Don, who is host of the WV Running Don YouTube channel. He's training for a 12-hour ultramarathon using a training plan from Sage Canada, who is a professional trail and ultra runner sponsored by Hoka One One. And guess what? Don is doing fartleks and strides, and he's going to crush his 12-hour ultra. Go Don! So how do we do? Did I convince anyone? Leave me a comment below. Hopefully this video has been useful, and if it has, I would really appreciate it if you give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, it'd be great if you consider subscribing to follow my journey. Thanks, and see you in the next one.